Hello YouTube, my name's Grim. You may remember me as the guy who made the Coke box suit of armor and had the biggest banana on YouTube. Now I'm back to do a real show. I'll review movies and games, talk some about current events, and we'll start with a nice track of the day. Starting now, Matt Nathanson's Mission Bells. Here's a link to the music video. It's a little weird, but the song is still good. So let's say we get down to business. I've had this show idea for a while, so we'll start with a little bit of older news, starting with Darksiders 2. It should be in the bargain bin now, and I would definitely recommend going and picking it up. If anybody played the first Darksiders, it kind of felt like a cheap God of War knockoff. But the new one, they added a new inventory system that's kind of Skyrim-esque. Yes, that's a word now. Death is a lot more interesting than War was. War kind of felt like your typical off-the-shelf, honorable action hero, whatever. Death kind of feels more like a awesome anti-hero. I'm really fond of anti-heroes. Kratos and God of War. Anyway, moving on to the highly anticipated and yet turned out awful Resident Evil 6, and we'll bring out Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City into there. I'm sure everybody's read about Operation Raccoon City and just the fact that it was bloody awful. Just horrible. Oh, the clunky graphics, the glitchy graphics, the clunky controls, the weak story, just the entire game was awful. Well, Resident Evil 6 is pretty much just more of the same. They did upgrade the combat some so that the controls feel little bit clunky, and the graphics are indeed better, but it just can't save it. The story was weak, the characters were weak, the gameplay was weak, just the entire game was awful. The only thing was the upgraded graphics. Seriously, playing as Leon is the only reason to pick it up. I mean, Leon was awesome in Resident Evil 4. We all loved Resident Evil 4. Loved it. And Resident Evil 5, I liked it. They upgraded the controls, upgraded the graphics, and, instead of having that stupid little Ashley, help, help, here's Sheva with a gun, helping you kill stuff. The AI was retarded, though, but, what can you do? Can't have everything perfect. Now let's move on to Assassin's Creed 3. I'm an avid Assassin's Creed fan. I loved Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Revelations felt, just a little bit trying to wrap it up too quick, and it still, nothing against it. I loved the story, just everything about the story, I loved it. But Assassin's Creed 3, the game was just weak. It felt like more of the same. They tried a few new things that didn't exactly work out. The combat, they made the combat more fun. The combat felt less of just sitting and holding whatever shoulder button is your defense button and then do the counter kill every single time. Come on, how lame was that? And for those of you who are fans of the puzzles in Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations, those are back with a vengeance. There's a lot more of them. They're not quite as interesting, but some of them will definitely keep you scratching your head. As far as the DLC goes for Assassin's Creed 3, there's nothing wrong with it, but it doesn't add much to the story, and killing Washington just isn't as much fun as it sounds like it would be. And the DLC had some glitch issues that involved having to uninstall it, then reinstall it, and that's more screwing around than you want to do. But the story, the story for Connor, I can't even pronounce his name, but the story for Connor was kind of weak, but the story as far as Desmond went was great. And, we got a sad ending to Desmond's story. But the ending was great, and it did, it opened the stage for plenty of new stuff to do. Anyway, and I'll try to wrap up every video by spreading the word about other channels on YouTube. Here's Fluffy. I'm pretty sure that you've all heard of him. And for those music lovers out there, here's Lindsay Sterling. She does great covers and is the original dubstep violin. Don't forget to rate this video a thumbs up, and feel free to drop any comments or questions down below. As questions stack up, eventually I'll do a Q&A video. Anyway, see y'all next time.